Education today is more than just remembering facts and figures. It is about helping students develop a deeper understanding about how and why we learn and how that connects us to the world around us. That is supported by the use of the concept of pedagogy, which describes teaching as more than just instruction, but represents a more global, human way of looking at the teaching act and interactions. This presentation is designed to assist new teachers with the concept of effective pedagogical practices for primary school students. We will take a holistic approach and cover effective teaching practices for good academic outcomes, student wellbeing and pastoral care, and classroom resources. There are many learning theories and teaching practices, so within the presentation we will be touching on a few ideas that are interrelated and when used together can form effective teaching methodology. The first two areas that we will address are cognitive learning and inquiry-based teaching. Cognitive learning theory is described as the way that people acquire, recall, and interpret information. It looks at the internal psychological processes of the learner, such as attention, perception, knowledge, and memory. These processes shape how students learn and form an understanding of the information that is presented to them. Inquiry-based teaching is an approach to learning where students find and use a variety of sources of information and ideas to increase their understanding of a subject. It engages, interests, and challenges students to connect to their world with the curriculum. These two concepts can be linked under the term meaningful learning and can be used to support each other in a primary school teaching environment. By knowing how to gain and keep your students' attention and interest and involve them to a point where they can connect the new information with knowledge they already have, you can help them achieve better understanding and longer-term academic outcomes. According to Egan and Kowalczyk, these connections make information more meaningful, interesting, and easier to remember. This active participation and engagement in learning is also important for the well-being and the holistic development of children and young people, according to the Victorian Department of Education and Early Childhood Development. An example of how a primary school would incorporate these ideas would be to use a kitchen garden. This would allow a teacher to connect areas of learning, such as water and nature cycles, food growth and availability, health and nutrition, use teamwork and student interaction to physically maintain the garden, incorporate curriculum-based mathematics for weighing, measuring and recording the produce, and selling the produce at the local growers market or donating to a local charity kitchen. The final point in this example leads to the third learning area that I'll address in this presentation, communities of practice. Communities of practice is a variation of the constructivism learning theory that suggests people construct knowledge from the people and social experiences around them. According to Wenger Trainer, communities of practice are groups of people who share a concern or passion for something they do, and they learn how to do it better as they interact regularly. Most students are constantly exposed to social interactions, and using a co-op methodology allows teachers to embrace these connections and turn them into beneficial learning experiences. Let's take a closer look at how few of these communities can help assist with better academic outcomes and impact on student well-being. Within the classroom. Inside a classroom, the tables and learning areas can be set up for the children to work primarily in small groups. This is to encourage the students to become part of a community of learning, supporting and affecting each other's thinking. To link back in with the previous learning areas, this will also facilitate the inquiry learning model. A variety of learning materials can be set up at workstations around the room, including tablets and computers for online research and interaction. Smartboards are also an integral part of today's classroom and allow that continued connection with the online community. Online. According to Al-Musawi, Asan, Abdul-Reham and Osman, the use of information technology resources opens up possibilities that traditional materials may not offer. Online connections also give students more global awareness and allow them to start developing a deeper understanding beyond their own immediate life experiences. The wider community. There are many beneficial aspects of having a greater community involvement. It has been suggested that community service may be linked to academic success because it can give students a feeling of usefulness and being valued, and can also demonstrate to students the usefulness of what they are learning in school to the real world. An example of incorporating these ideas into a primary school would be to identify a community need or issue and work in groups to brainstorm solutions and ideas. Using technology such as the internet, students could research and possibly interact with their target community. This may lead to a school fundraising or awareness campaign to support their chosen cause, with the intention to show students the impact of their actions beyond the classroom. As a teacher, it is your role to use effective pedagogical practices to enhance the student's learning experience to produce good academic outcomes. However, it is also important to acknowledge that you are developing the social capital of the future. You need to prepare and provide students with life skills to enable them to become successful learners, confident and creative individuals, and active and informed citizens. Learning is a social activity. Our learning is intimately associated with our connection with other human beings, our teachers, our peers, and our family. And as teachers, we need to embrace this.